We documented over 4,000 drownings in 10 countries in the past 10 to 30 years. It was an exponential increase in winter drownings as winter air temperatures increased up to zero. So we found that in warmer winters, more people drowned through ice. So the greatest time of risk of drowning is at the beginning of winter and at the end of winter, which also corresponds to the weakest ice, when ice is less stable, ice is less thick. And interestingly, it's also what climate change is affecting the most. And we know that ice on is delayed, ice on is much later, and ice off is much earlier. And we are seeing these trends across the Northern Hemisphere, and we noticed that within the drowning records that that also corresponds to the time when people are falling through the ice more. The other thing we learned was very sadly that children are and young people are at the greatest threat of drowning. We also noticed that countries that have really strong regulation and enforcement of who can go on the ice for what activity and when, and the people in those countries follow those rules, they have very low incidences of winter drownings. We were amongst the worst of the countries with drowning incidences. Like every winter, you hear like tragic stories on the news, but when you put all the data together, it really reinforces how prevalent this problem is.